All right, we need to get serious for just one moment. One moment, right? Bitcoin isn't entering a bear market. All right? I'll repeat. Bitcoin isn't entering a bear market. We are already in one. Okay? And we have been actually in one for a couple of months. And more than that, we have been topping for almost 6 months. Okay? Now, here's the thing I've been sharing here in this channel, and not only here in the membership also, the reasons that I believed we have been topping for a while. So all the people that were watching me here in the membership, they were ready for this. Now, this is not magic. I am not a magician, but there were things that were signals and signs that were signaling what is potentially and with high probability is about to happen has happened eventually. All right. Look, this is not about, I'm not trying to scare people over here. I'm trying to prepare you, right? Look, bear markets, the thing is, bear markets, and people mistake. People think bear markets are a flash crash, whatever, right? Even though that happened on October 10th, right? But bear markets usually don't start with a crash, right? They start with a distribution phase, all right? That distribution phase has complacency in it, denial, and a lot amount of hope. Now, look, I'm not I'm not over here to say that, you know, um I'm bearish right now, all right, or we're bearish forever. I'm here to help you adjust the behavior, know the signs next time, and to make sure you understand, at least from my point of view, whether this is a cyclical bear market, something that can be short-term lived, or something longer that you really need to be prepared, more secular bear market, okay? So all this and more in this video. It's not going to be long. It's going to be quite short. Like, subscribe, push that bell notification because you don't want to miss the next time I tell you about a potential bear market or when the next bull starts, right? So make sure that you give that, the thumbs up, okay? So here, we're going to start with a chart. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to make sure that we understand something. Bitcoin has entered a bear market here. This was the sign that we entered officially, all right? Officially, a bear market over here. Now, as you can see, if we just measure it from the top all the way to when it happened, it's a 20%. Just for you to know, the technical, right, on the stock market, the technical level of being in a bear market is when the indexes go 20% or more. That's a technical, determination of a bear market. So you can have it over here. In crypto, at least in the past many years, okay, the signal to go to a bear market was, okay, when we go below the 50-week moving average, okay? The 50-week moving average is the one that is here. I think it's blue, by the way. I'm colorblind, maybe it's purple. I don't know. Happened here also, all right? Now, just like going below it after a long period up means it's a official bear market, going above it was the official bull market, all right, in the last multiple years and more, okay, if I go back. So this is something that from now on you need to make sure you understand and know, okay? You need to understand and know that you must be looking at the 50-week moving average. It's really important. That's how you determine or you understand that, all right, you are in a bear market, all right, officially. Now, you can have sometimes fake outs and stuff like that. Okay, I get it. But as you can see, this happened here very convincingly, and here very convincingly. Another thing, and I've shown this on my Twitter. Actually, it's a shame I didn't dig that up. But I said, once we broke from this level, okay, once we broke from this level over here, I'm going to do something called a replay. I'm going to go back, and when we're roughly over here, all right, or maybe a couple more days, something like that, I mentioned that at one point this is going to start sloping down, and people are going to have the ability to get out at roughly this level before it crashes down. Now, if I close this replay and you see all of it, it's um, let's do live. So you can see that this is exactly the pattern that happened. Now, am I a magician? How did I know this is going to happen? Well, probability says so. Over here, it happened the same exact thing, right? What happened? You had a break below the 50-week moving average. Then you had a breakdown. You had a bear flag retested the 50-week sloping now moving average, and went into another step down. Now, is that what's happening over here? Potentially. Potentially, that's what's happening over here. Now, I didn't wait for these levels to panic or to sell now my bags. That's not what I'm suggesting over here. What I'm suggesting for you guys, because we were selling here, we were selling here, right? The last level I was selling, the minimum, right? Because I was selling above that, was $107,000 on my long-term buckets. I suggested to my elite members. And if you want, again, check that link in the description or in the first comment if you want to join the membership. If you have, if you have the wish to be successful, to become a winner, and to stop consistently losing, you want to be joining with us, okay? So I told them to sell, and you can come see that on the WAP. Everything is transparent over there, okay? So I'm calm, even if for any reason, because this is now it's a pair. This is a big head and shoulders. Maybe we get another one over here. I don't know. Anything can happen. But now it's really apparent that this looks like a big, huge head and shoulders. Now it's really apparent. But here, when we started selling, no one we're talking about it besides us. Why were we talking about it? Easy, okay? Easy. The reason I was talking about how this is a topping market, all right, a distribution dominant. And again, this is another thing I actually showed on my Twitter, on my X account, okay, on live, is because a few things. One, technically, we had fake outs, right? We had price levels go to new highs and then fake breakdown. That's not how the market acts when it's strong, right? We're like detectives. We need to understand that, like detectives, we need to view the clues. Second things, the down days, okay, the red days, had that much higher volume bars than the green days. Another clue. And also one that is really nuanced, and not a lot of people talk about it, but the real professionals, just like us, we discuss about this, okay? It's when you have amazing news all the time, right? Trump doing this, regulatory stuff, all these companies that's buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, everything seems bullish, amazing, but price is going down. That's a huge tale that no one tries to understand, which tells you that there's a high probability that's a topping formation, just like we had, and we're going to go into a bear market just like we are now. Now, one last question before I bounce until the next video is this a long, prolonged secular bear market or just a cyclical bear market? That's a very hard question to answer, and I don't have a real answer because I do not predict the future. There is a high probability this can be ugly or become ugly real fast because of how the world is acting. But also, there is some chance that because of how the main leaders are trying to position themselves with, printing and to save, right? The economies are looking bad, all right? Everything is misshapen because the economy in the United States, at least, is all based on AI. If AI crumbles, the entire economy crumbles, and the world actually, because the United States is kind of, the thing. So they're going to need to save that. How? More money. So if they print huge trillions, maybe we can get some out of a shorter term bear market, just like we had, back in 2021, potentially, where we got this. We got like a double whammy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we need more time over here, but it is a possibility that can happen. So, though I'm disappointing because I'm not giving you an exact answer, I do think we're going to see lower prices. All right. I do think we're going to see lower prices, but you need to understand one thing. Everyone has an agenda, right? The Tommy Lees, the Michael Saylors, the Paul, what's that dude, Paul something, Raul Paul, all these people that are trying to tell you, yeah, we're going to go to 1 million, they have an agenda. You need to stop listening to all these BS's people, CZs and everything, and start learning the nuances, all right? This took me years to understand and to figure out with work, and I don't just blabber bullish. We flip with the market. The market is our right? We go where the market wants to go. That's the trend. That's how we retail people, because I hunt for a living in the markets, just like you guys. That's what I do. That's what we do. We want to make sure we hunt for a living in the best possible way to make a beautiful life, and we can't be listening to all these dummies that have an agenda and have billions of dollars or hundreds of millions. They're not your friends. You need to take care of yourself, and I want to help you to achieve that. In order to do that, I'm inviting you to come to the membership. If you are making mistakes and you have 50, $100,000, stop making mistakes. Come to the Elite VIP, or anyone that is serious about becoming a winner. Right? We in this membership are breathing winners. All right. Stop losing of capital. Invest in something that will actually help you. All right. This is what we do over here. And you won't get caught next time in a bear market bleeding and kind of screaming for help, because that's where most of people are right now. Dumpsters, all the meme coins, a lot of meme coins stopped in March 2024. People are holding things. It's a disaster. Stop being part of the crowd that is in the disaster, and start, you know, coming to a winner group. And just to make sure that you understand what does winning look like, if you go to Twitter, if you go to the USIC championship Twitter, all right, that's an investing championship, you'll see me hovering here at number 9 with a 94% return for the year, no edge, no trade. This is me, and I signed up in May. All right, so it's not even a full year. You can go check it out in the website. You can go check it out into Twitter, whatever you want to do. This is verifiable. All right, I'm not here talking BS. This is verifiable. You want to become a winner just like I am, you join the winning team. Till next time, no edge, no trade. Cheers, everybody.